Hey, what's up everyone? It's Willamette Man, and this is video 2 of my DTS video blogs. And it's now the end of week 3, and this past week we had a really good speaker come this week, and the subject we went through was plumb line. Now, at first, I had no idea what to expect. I'm gonna make it simple for you guys to explain what plumb line is. It's how the speaker explained it. It's, imagine a piece of string or a piece of rope with a ball at the end, and basically, I almost don't know how to explain this almost any simpler as I can explain, which is never my strong attribute. Anyways, part of this plumb line, on the other side you got the truth and the love of Jesus, who is at the very bottom. And at times we as humans, we tend to sway back either one side. On one side, it goes to the negative, and on the other side, it's the more positive, but that's more self-righteous positive and not Jesus-related positive. But it was quite the interesting week, and I feel like I gained quite a lot from this subject this week, and some stuff did spoke out, but the first 3 days of the week, we pretty much went through the main subject and learned a few stuff, including forgiveness, which is something I've been totally grateful for. And the past 2 of the days, we shared our testimony, which I'm not going to share because what stays in the classroom, what happens in the classroom stays in the classroom, so I'm not going to reveal anything. Unfortunately, including my own. I don't feel ready. I mean, I was ready to share with everyone else, and I let it go. I feel forgived, and I just feel a whole lot better now. And it's quite the interesting week. I'm still finding myself adjusting, still deal with the little mental challenges of the week, including some struggles, but really, I'm just feeling pretty blessed right now. And I feel I'm more happy than I have been, and this week was a whole lot better, especially with my one-on-one and my devotion time. But really the most interesting thing that's happened this week was our local outreach we did yesterday, which was Friday. And anyways, we were given a taste of what it would be like on our outreach, which we had to expose ourselves to different religions that are out there and how we would be challenged. And my personal experience was completely different from everyone else's experience. I'm not going to go into full detail about where we went, but the experience was quite interesting. But my own felt like it stood amongst everyone else. Everyone's experience was a little more overwhelming and quite powerful. But my personal experience, it was quite the doozy, and this was no coincidence. But when we entered the chapel, I felt like I was preparing myself with the expectations for this place, and they hit every mark. And long story short, I basically held the armor of God, which was the reference of my tattoo that I got over a year ago, and I actually did feel protected. I mean, the whole pieces of the armor of God, the helmet of salvation protected my mind, the breastplate of righteousness protected my heart. I embraced the belt of truth, and I stood firm with it, and the feet of readiness, and I felt ready, and I even had my shield of faith up at the ready, and I just pretty much took it head on. And even the whole time when we were being explained of how this interesting church operates, I kept my ears open for anything that was related to God, and I got nothing. So it was quite the unique experience, and I didn't really ponder on this until we got back to YWAM. And so as I was heading back up to the dorm rooms after we had shared our experience, and we had a little... Shoot, I can't remember the word. I keep forgetting it. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember. After we had this specific time when we prayed for this place, as I was walking back, I was pondering my experience and compared it to everyone else's, and it dawned on me. It just kind of, I realized what I had. Yeah, I realized I had the armor of God on. I had the full armor on, and I was like, wow, and I really felt it. I really felt it in my heart, and it was crazy. So I felt more ready than everyone else did, to be honest. And when I go to Cambodia for my outreach and then to Bali, I feel ready to actually face those challenges. I know it's not for another 9 weeks, but even here in America, I know this was nothing compared to what we'll be experiencing on outreach, but the experience was just awesome. So actually, I would encourage everyone to put on the armor of God. I encourage you to do that. The reference to the armor of God is in the book of Ephesians. And it's Ephesians 6:10 through 18. It shows the whole description. I unfortunately didn't memorize the whole verse, but I memorized the pieces of the armor, which is just enough, and the meanings that it does. Like I did say before, helmet of salvation protects your head, protects the mind. Breastplate of righteousness protects your heart. The belt of truth, the feet of readiness, the shield of faith, which is my favorite, to protect from the flaming arrows. And the only tool that we have to use in offense is the sword of the word, which I didn't use. I didn't want to offend. I mean, I don't like offending. But if you're interested, if you feel motivated or interested in knowing more about the armor of God, go to the book of Ephesians. Because I'm actually more interested in wanting to learn more about what the book of Ephesians means. That's what I got from last week's, which was biblical foundations. Which, wow. But I think that's actually it for this week. So tune into next week's.